A new journey begins, not in some fancy studio, but in the raw, peaceful corners of a village I've always felt close to. No big team, no budget, just me, my tools, and the dream I'm chasing frame by frame.
My goal in this summer vacation is to create an anime style 2D short movie. And I began the journey by creating a small samurai sword drawing animation. I started off by designing a character sheet. It had been a while since I last picked up my digital pen. So, yeah, the rest was for real. At first, it felt easy until I actually started scribbling on the canvas. That's when reality slapped me with a brush. After countless trials and errors, I finally brought my samurai character to life. And guess what? This was my first ever character sheet. And honestly, it turned out pretty awesome. Then came the animation part. I used Adobe Animate CC and began rough sketching. But the stick figures' proportion were a mess. Arms too long, heads too small. It was a stick figure horror show. That's when I had an idea. I placed my character artwork below and traced the stick figure over it. With some tweaking using the lasso tool, things started making sense. Frame by frame, I sketched the rough animation. And after a few more errors and some lucky moments, I finally achieved smooth transitions between moments. If you wonder where I got this samurai idea, let me say. I watched a YouTube tutorial where he animated a samurai drawing the sword. So, for the sake of practice, I decided to create the same and follow each and every steps. It was the summer vacation, right?
I could stare like watching stars. I could walk you by an hotel without a thought. You'd be mine.
Anyways, let's hop back. After creating all the rough frames and adding some basic effects, this became my final rough layer. This is my first time creating a documentary and I'm doing it all by myself. So, yeah, sorry if it's getting a bit long, but I'll make sure to keep it within 7 to 8 minutes. The next part was to add life to the stick figure. Here my main focus was on keeping the proportions right and maintaining consistency across all the frames. Next, I cleaned up the rough lines and added colors. And yeah, I separated color and shadow by stroke brush, which then later I can erase using stroke eraser. After compositing in After Effects, this was the final output. As you can see, there was some error in the composition, as the shadow didn't render accurately. If you remember, at the start I said, my goal in this summer vacation is to create an anime style 2D short movie. What I really meant there was, I wanted to make a short clip that could match anime level animation, at least as close as I can get. Of course, I know I won't be able to mimic the quality of a full studio production, but I'm ready to give it my best shot. I started phase 2 by deciding on the story and writing the script. Actually, I picked one of my own stories and chose my favorite scene from it to animate. That way, I could see my character come to life and hopefully complete this project. And yeah, I might say all these big things, but the truth is, I won't know the result until I keep going and see how far I can get. Next, I started working on the character sheet. I have to admit, character design isn't really my strong suit. In fact, it's probably the part I struggle with the most, and honestly, I kind of hate it. After scribbling for what felt like forever, I somehow managed to complete the character and props design. After this, I hopped into Storyboards and completed it within a couple of minutes, as that's my favorite part. With pre-production complete, the real challenge begins now. Production and post-production. Now, instead of doing them separately, I'm combining them because of the deadline. Like before, I used Adobe Animate CC for the animation and After Effects for the final composition. I started with rough animation layers, then cleaned them up, drew the line art, added colors and shadows, and finally composited everything in After Effects. The line I just said sounds short and simple, but the work behind it was insane. I even had to sacrifice some sleep just to push it this far. After days of struggle, late nights, and countless retries, this is the final result I'm proud to present to you. Two souls once met and fell in love, believing they were meant for forever. But fate had sealed its cruel path long before, and we are powerless against its will. And that's it. I know. Maybe you were expecting a little more. If I disappointed you, I truly apologize. There were 2 or 3 shots more which I wanted to finish, but with the deadline closing in, I had to end it here. But I promise, I will keep improving my skills and aim to create something truly unique to share with you all in the future. I made mistakes along the journey. In the beginning, I focused too much on the documentary and capturing cinematic shots. And as the deadline came closer, I had to shift all my energy back to the project. If I had balanced it better, maybe I could have completed those missing shots. Still, this was my very first experience following studio-like animation phases and even making a documentary. I've learned a lot from my mistakes and I'll carry these lessons into my next projects. So, that's it for now. If you want to stay updated on my next projects and goals, I will leave the link to my Instagram. Make sure to follow me there. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you all in the next one.